Hi, my name is Lisa Watts. I would like to take a second to introduce myself to you. I'm a science teacher at Waterloo High School. I attended SUNY College of Environmental Science and Forestry. I did my master's at SUNY Cortland in education, and I am now an adjunct professor at FLCC teaching Introduction to Environmental Science. So I want to talk a little bit about Regents Living Environment that your child is taking with me this year. Regents Living Environment is a lab-based course, and that means that they have to have 1,200 minutes of completed labs to take the Regents exam at the end of the year. It is a course that they need to be successful in and pass in order to graduate high school, and our students at Waterloo High School have had tremendous success in this course. There is a double block, so you might have heard from your child that they see me for 2 blocks in a row, which is almost about 2 hours at least once a week. So it's interesting with scheduling, but we're coming up with a really great system. I just want to say to you, please reach out whenever, if you have any concerns. We do have workbooks that we are going to have the students be using at home. When they're with me in class, a lot of the time we're going to be focused on hands-on activity, and then of course I'll be teaching to everybody remotely on Wednesdays. I'm confident that we have a really good system, but I'm always willing to change things if it will better ever meet your child's needs. Please never hesitate to reach out and say hi. Hi, your child is enrolled in the Gemini Environmental Science program here at Waterloo High School. I am so excited to say I am now an adjunct professor at FLCC teaching the very same course that your child is taking at Waterloo High School. I'm really excited for this position. First of all, to be 45 years old, to have a dream come true, to teach at college is really cool and exciting. But I'm also equally as excited because I'm learning new things all the time at the campus, and 100% confident that your child will get the same education that they would at the campus. Actually, it is a semester-long class at college. In my opinion, it was too much work for the kids to do independently with their busy lives, so it's stretched out over the course of a year. Because I want the kids to work hard in school during the school day, and then I also want them to enjoy their lives. I feel very strongly about that. I'm a mother myself. They will get 4 college credits. The one thing I would say, just to be careful of, is if I ever have a student fall behind in my course for this college course, it's usually because they're not using their time appropriately when I give them independent work time. They will have plenty of time to get their work done. And so when you're checking school tool grades, if you notice that, that's really the first conversation I will have with the student, and would be a good conversation also for you. But if you have questions at any time, let me know. I have an awesome group of kids. Being able to teach a lot of these kids as a freshman, and then again when they're juniors and seniors, is really one of the most special things I do in my career. So I'm looking forward to a wonderful year. Thanks. Hi, I'm teaching your child in environmental science. This is year 3 for them for science. We are doing project-based learning. I'm really excited. I'm trying something totally new with the kids this year. They're not going to have tests. They will have quizzes. But they're not going to have official tests. Our first project, they are going to design a closed ecosystem, and we're going to test their closed ecosystem by putting a guppy inside each one and seeing how long it will live. So right now we're at the very beginning stages. They're going to model, they're going to refine their models. I'm going to teach them about ecosystems, and hopefully their models will get better over time until it's time to build, and we will test their builds. That's how this course is going to be. It's going to be very hands-on. I'm really excited to teach this class and teach it in a totally different way this year, and I hope your child enjoys it as much as I'm enjoying putting it together. Cinema and science. All right, a couple of years ago we were asked to design electives that kids would want to take. So I designed this course. It may be the only school in the country that has cinema and science. I think it's an amazing elective. We will watch documentaries, we'll watch Hollywood movies, and then we will use those as a springboard to get into conversations that we usually don't have time to get into in our regular science classes. So we will do everything from looking at viruses, ethics in science, space travel, you name it. The sky's the limit in this class. A lot of times too, it's based on student interest. And I love this elective, and I hope your student loves it as much as I have loved creating it.
Hi, my name is Heather Gill. I'm a science teacher here at Waterloo High School. This is my 24th year teaching and my 15th year teaching at Waterloo High School. I teach various science classes. I have forensics, I have a couple of sections of the FLCC course, and then I do teach one section of freshman biology. Welcome to College Tuesday. I went to Geneseo and I got my master's at SUNY Oswego. In forensics, the kids are going to be doing, it's a heavy-based course. Kids are coming in and doing lots of hands-on activities. This year it's a little bit different for those kids that are at home. When they are home, they're going to be doing some follow-up activities that are going to help when they are here in school make those labs make a little bit more sense to them. Some of the kids that are remote, full-time remote, will be getting some different materials in the mail, or maybe the parents can come pick them up so they can make the most out of this course. I also teach FLCC biology. In FLCC biology, my focus this year is not only to get the students through the curriculum, but also to help them work on some soft skills that it is very evident students need in college. These skills are writing lab reports, writing clearly and concisely, and most importantly, is what I'm hearing from feedback from the colleges, is making sure that assignments are turned in on time, as well as classroom and outside of class management. Time management is very important. Students will be able to get their grades through Schoology, and you can always contact me if you have any questions about how your child is doing. It is a very intense course. A lot of work will happen outside of the class, and we will be doing mostly hands-on assignments when the kids are in here for double period, because there is a definite lab requirement that they're going to need to when they move on to the next level. I also teach a section of high school biology. In high school biology, the kids are responsible for making sure that they have 1,200 lab minutes at the end of the year. These lab minutes this year are going to be a little different than they have been before. Some of these labs are going to be things that the kids can do at home on their own and using the internet, or they may be doing them here with me in class. And it's very important that they pass these labs so that I can keep track of these 1,200 minutes so that they can take the regents at the end of the year. Please make sure that if you have any questions or concerns, reach out and contact me. I am always willing to work with your child either through Teams or one-on-one if they happen to be a student that's in school. And if you're a remote learner, please reach out if you think that there's anything else I can do to help your child at home. Thank you.
Hi everyone, it's Mark Griffin. I am one of the science teachers here at Waterloo High School. Just a little bit of info about myself. As you can see behind me, I attended Nazareth College and I got my degree in biology, and I also got my master's from Nazareth College as well. Here at the high school, I teach two different classes. The first is Regents Level Living Environment. Regents Level Living Environment is what most people would call biology. It changed curriculum a little while ago, so it had a change in the name. The course load for Regents Living Environment is a one-year course. It has a Regents at the end of the year. There is a lab requirement that students need to complete 1,200 minutes in order to be able to sit for the Regents. With everything going on this year, the state has made it so that we have more leeway in terms of what we can count for labs. So labs will be a mix of in-class labs, online labs, and everything in between. When students are here in school, that will probably be when we will do the majority of the labs. For the days at home when they're not in school, that'll be more of the classwork content. For the 100% remote learners, we will work on a rotating basis with which labs we'll do on what days, and we'll partner up with people here in class. Another class that I teach here at Waterloo High School is the extended biology. This is a 2-year course for science. It starts out as a 1-year class where we cover the big topics for living environment, and we have a slower pace, and we go through and really hit home on quite a few of the main topics. Depending on the year, it might go from 4 or 5. We look at genetics, we look at evolution, we look at scientific method, we look at ecology. Those are the main ones that we'll touch on. The second year, and actually getting the second credit for science, would have students that took extended biology the first year would be in a Regents level living environment class for the second year. Being if you're on this track, you would earn 2 science credits of the 3 that you need at the high school. You will go into the Regents level biology class, the living environment class, and you may redo some of the labs, some of the activities, but it all is for the betterment of getting the content and the concepts down. So at the end of that class, everything is just the regular requirements for the Regents living environment. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me, set up a Teams call the school, any of that. I'd be happy to talk with you.
Hi everyone, my name is Mrs. Meitz, and I teach Regents Earth Science. Earth Science is a 1-year course, and at the end of this class there is a Regents exam. In order for students to qualify to take the Regents, they need to meet a lab requirement of 1,200 minutes. With the new hybrid model, we will be obtaining those lab minutes through online labs as well as labs that are in person. But it's really important that throughout the school year that students are completing all of their labs and turning them in order to make sure that they can take the Regents exam at the end of the year. Earth Science is the study of the Earth as well as its position in the universe. Some of the topics that we're going to cover this year include geology, which is the study of rocks and minerals, as well as astronomy, which would be the study of stars and space, and then meteorology, which would be the atmosphere and the weather that's around us. I also teach a course called meteorology. It is a half-year course. It's a science elective. At the end of this class, there is not a Regents exam, which means that it's a little bit more slower pace. It gives us the opportunity to further explore one topic, which in this case is meteorology. Meteorology is the study of weather, and therefore some of the topics that we would study would be further exploring our atmosphere, different phenomena that happen in our atmosphere, like making clouds and rainbows, the auroras. And then also we'll get into natural disasters like hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, heat waves. These types of things that can significantly impact human life. So this course is all about learning about the atmosphere that's around us.
Hi, I'm Robin Allen. I'm teaching the Regents Earth Science and Environmental Science. This is my first year at Waterloo, and I'm excited to be here. For the Regents Earth Science class, we'll be covering an introduction to Earth measuring, working on all the different units. Then we'll cover minerals and rocks, the changing Earth, surfaces like weathering and erosion, the Earth's history, weather or meteorology, water, soils, and climate, and then finishing off the year with astronomy. We will have a lab during every lab block time that will be modified whether the student is here at school or if they're learning remotely that day. And every student must turn in their lab paperwork electronically in order to be eligible to take the Regents at the end of the year. We'll also be doing 5-question quizzes on Wednesdays, and that's just to review the last week's materials. So I expect that all students are on the calls during our block time and that they communicate with me. If technology is not working, if they don't understand something, please send me an email. I expect that all students will turn in their assignments on time and ask questions if they don't understand what's expected of them. For the environmental science class, we'll be doing more of a project-based learning, Right now we're working on bios and ecosystems, and we plan to talk about populations, how to use the land, composting, and then different perspectives of people across the U.S. We will also have 5 question quizzes on Wednesdays to review the week's topic, and that covers my expectations and requirements for earth science and environmental science. If you'd like to reach out, please email me at robin.allen@waterloocsd.org.
Hi, I'm Karen Balbierer. I teach chemistry and physics at Waterloo, and would be love to have seen you in person, but just wanted to give you a little bit of information about what your students will be doing in science this year if they're taking chem or physics. So for both classes, they will be expected to participate. They will be doing worksheets to practice. A lot of that will be all online. When they're conducting a lab, some of that activity will be done at home. Some will be done on the computer. What I'm trying to do is give them a hard copy so they have something to write on. Also, quizzes and tests will all be clearly online. There will not be paper copies for those, so you may see your student working on those as well. And some of those lab activities, I do want to try to have them do as many as they can at home. So you may see them working on something, and so I ask for your patience. They may ask you for materials. So for chemistry, they may need salt or baking soda. As the year goes, we'll see. But I would like to have them do as many hands-on things as they possibly can. Same with physics. They might be measuring things and doing things around the house. So if you have any questions for me, please don't hesitate to contact me through the email, or you can call 315-539-1550, the school number, and my extension is 4155. Great, thanks.
I'm Robin Allen. I'm the class of 2024 advisor, and I look forward to working with that group for the next 4 years.
Another thing that I enjoy doing is I'm one of the class advisors for the class of 2022, and we're looking forward to coming up with creative ways to explore the possibilities of doing the traditional junior year activities to the best as we can this year.
A couple of the extra pieces that I do here at Waterloo High School: I am the science department chair. A second piece that I do along with Mrs. Meitz, the earth science teachers, that we are both the class of 22 class advisors. So hopefully we'll get to go through and do most of the junior year activities in some form or fashion. We're looking at coming up with creative ways of socially distancing and creating events where it's safe for everyone but still has different amounts of fun. If you have any questions or suggestions and you're part of the junior class, the class of 2022, feel free to email me with suggestions. Have your student send a message through Schoology or through the email, and hopefully we can work on some fun pieces for the junior year. Thank you.